With so much history and so much past, it seemed that people did not know where their allegiance should lie, that they knew what was right and wrong, but that seemed to have to take second place.
There were many who remained communists, who saw both us and our enemies as enemies of communism. They treated us, Croatian Serbs, same as Muslim and Croat. We were trying to reverse this situation, to help them understand they could help us fight for our freedom. It was a joint struggle, the idea of joint nation, the idea of Serb national identity. The problem arose when many of the more romantic ties became disillusioned, frightened when they discovered they would have to kill by shooting at the enemy on the other side. For them, war was fairy tale. They were prepared to fight for their freedom, but they were not prepared to kill. They were prepared to sacrifice themselves. The most frequent sentence was, "I come to die for Serbian cause."
I, a soldier, commander in the Croatian army, I'm a man who never, or almost never cries. But in this war I cried 3 times. So they tell me 3 times. Twice I remember. I cried. The first time was when one of our fighters, Lego, was killed. Second time was when Sokol was killed. The third time, I didn't even know I was crying. It was when Vukovar fell. We, none of us, ever thought that Vukovar would fall.
I wasn't scared. I was convinced they were going to kill me. It was more, the feeling was nausea at the sight of the corpses, the children. It was more horror than fear. The fear came later, that night in Sarajevo. Then I started shaking. Oh, they had a lot of big ideas or answers about all this. One was someone out of control did this. And then, I don't know. And the third was, you did not see reality, you only saw part of reality. That is your position, your analysis. And last, you don't understand at all.
When Goodall fired, my husband received 16 bullets in his body, his reward for his work and effort. When it happened, none of the policemen intervened. This was a checkpoint. It was their job to intervene. They were not puppets. It was their job to intervene if anything happened, if somebody was attacking their commander. The chief of the checkpoint, I do not remember his name exactly. He lived 100 meters from the checkpoint, and he went home for a coffee just then. Why did he have to go home just then? When he came back, he said he was very shocked when he checked the pulse of his commander. But then, even then, Goodall had enough time. He reloaded his machine gun, turned his back, walked into town. Even then, none of the policemen intervened. I think this is very clear.
President Milosevic, he is one of the best actors I have ever seen in my life. A great actor, a great manipulator. I have met him on 15 occasions, and always he has a seductive character. A big actor. He loves to run to the table, pick up the phone and say in a big voice to his generals, "Stop! This cannot go on like that." And always I imagine there's no one at the other end.
We never, me or any of us, ever thought that Vukovar would fall. We always felt that the town would be saved. They are not armed battles, though such things should not be excluded yet.
None of the policemen intervened. I think this is very clear.
On one of the bends before we stopped, we skidded on blood. So there had been many deaths, but I can't be precise how many. I saw at least 4 or 5 trucks filled with corpses.
It was an incredible vision of misery. Children crying of hunger, people feeding themselves with seeds from the trees. This wasn't in a film, you know?
And to make it more absurd, a couple of days before, he came to Josep to give him arms, and Josep gave him a Kalashnikov. And it was with this Kalashnikov that he killed him.
Deter attacks on. That's the wording that's often used. Protect? No.
I would get out a book and read calmly when there was a lull in the fighting to show them that I was not afraid. So, if an 18-year-old boy can be killed by sniper, I was there to show them I could be target too.
I felt as if all of Serbia was wrapped up in darkness, that life would never be the same again in Serbia.
Milosevic, he is a great poker and a chess player, a brilliant manipulator.
We believed the leadership and the world that Vukovar would be helped.
Yes. I've been here about 9 years. Since I was 9 years old, yes. No, I haven't seen them since before I left. Over 11 years ago. I live here now with my uncle. When I moved here first, I was in a home for children, but I did not get to see my uncle very often. He was living on the other side of the city. I was lonely, so no, I have friends now. I've made friends in school, yes. Yes, the Red Cross tracing service has been around and taken lots of details, but they've never got back to me as to the whereabouts of my parents. No, he hasn't seen them since before we left. Yes, over 11 years ago. No, he's not right now. He is my mother's brother. Yes. I had one brother. No, he went out one day and to see his friends and he never came home. No word. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Već je